Good Friday morning, a feel-good Friday, a second opening day Friday. This one at home in the Bronx for the Yankees and the Red Sox. What should be a beautiful day today after the postponement yesterday. Of course, we've got the Mets from last night. Who needs Jacob deGrom when you've got Tyler McGill? What a performance as the Mets get their first win of the season. Buck Showalter gets his first win as Mets manager. We also had Tiger Woods at Augusta playing just magnificently. There we go. After what happened to him. He almost died, you know. You guys do know that, right? He almost died.
Indisputable.
It's indisputable. It's a feel-good Friday, Boomer. Good morning. How are you?
Does it feel good? What?
It's a feel-good Friday, Boomer. Good morning. How are
there
you?
you go. That's better. Yeah, I'm all excited as well, man. Tiger Woods was awesome yesterday. The Rangers win last night. The Mets win last night. Pete Alonso gets plunked in the face with a ball.
I know.
Looks like there's going to be a fight. And
thank God it hit his shoulder first.
Well,
that
it hit
could have
his
been
shoulder,
nasty.
and then it hit the extended face.
But it wasn't flush on the face because that could have been a big problem.
But he's a hockey player, so he's going to be back. So I'm not worried about it. And, the thing about it is that he had a very interesting night last night.
He
Game
did.
one. He was involved in a lot of different things. It was good to see Robbie Cano bunting when we all want somebody to do what he did last night
Against the shift. Yep.
Love that. You have 5 guys that had RBIs last night. May wasn't great. He was okay. Soto hit a home run. He could have
whatever. They were up at that point.
I know.
He
could
was
have
just
as
laying
many,
it in there.
He can have as many single home runs as he wants. Just don't give him grand slams and things of that nature. So all in all, I mean, it was a really, really good start because you had every starter with the exception of James McCann get a hit. And he actually, got hit by a pitch and knocked in a run.
That is right.
So you had 5 different guys with RBIs. You had every starter with the exception of him getting a hit.
2 out hits.
It was
with runners in scoring position.
I mean, look, it's
Who
game.
is this team?
I don't know, but it's game one, and it's fun to see, and it's fun to watch. And now I will say, maybe yesterday it wasn't so exciting because of the rain and everything going on around here and the Yankee opener being canceled or postponed till today.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was, from watching Tiger Woods' entire round yesterday, which was great, and watching him shoot 1 under at Augusta and make it and then be interviewed afterwards. I was, he said there's going to be a lot of ice tonight, and meaning that his lower leg, I'm sure, was a little bit.
Yeah, the question was, what's the next 12 or 18 hours look for you? And he goes, a lot of ice, and he started laughing. We'll spend plenty of time on Tiger, but he was like so happy yesterday that he was able to pull this off. You could tell, even when he didn't hit the exact shot he wanted to, he would sit there and giggle a little bit. He showed some emotion too. Without a doubt. There was a couple times the mic caught him and he said some stuff that he probably shouldn't have said on a live mic. But there were other times where you could tell he was just absolutely thrilled to be doing what he was doing. And, of course, why not?
Yeah, you know what? It was, I don't know. I love the game of golf and love the Masters, and certainly are pulling for Tiger to be back because you could just see when he came to the galleries and everything. I was reading Mark Canizaro's article. I think Mark may be there. In the Post, and he does a great job covering golf. And he was talking about how Roger Goodell and Peyton Manning, everybody's milling around before Tiger's tee time and all that other stuff. And then all of a sudden, Tiger comes out of the locker room. He's walking through a gauntlet of people.
Sure.
And Peyton and Roger, and I'm sure a lot of other famous members at Augusta were there all to see it. And that's the impact that he has. I don't know about poignancy. I don't know about inspiration. All I know is excitement is the word because he brought it, and he brought it yesterday with a couple of unbelievable shots. He made a few mistakes, as he said afterwards, but for golf fans, I can't even imagine what the ratings must have been like for people streaming and watching.
Yeah, once they finally got it on television.
Yeah, but I was fine
about
watching
3 o'clock. Yeah, I ended up watching it on Masters.com. They had the featured groups. They had the Scotty Scheffler group, and they had the Tiger group. So I sat there and I watched it there. And it was fine. It was totally fine.
And you wonder if there's anybody else even playing in the golf tournament right now.
But
it's it seemed like on 18 he hooks his ball, and then out of the blue that ball comes out, and he's got what they call, what we used to call casual water, and he gets a free drop, and next thing you know, he hits a great chip shot, and then he hits another putt. He had a couple really cool and great saving par putts, which was that's his signature. That's who he is. He's a great putter. And when he gets to be able to look at the line off of somebody else's ball,
I mean, listen, man, 16.
most of the time he's going to make it.
Yeah, that putt on 16 was, I mean, that's vintage Tiger right there. And you could tell that obviously after what he went through, his lower body is not the same as it was. And I think that's a reason why you have noticed how jacked he is up top. Because he probably thought to himself, listen, I'm not going to be able to generate the same power from my legs as I used to be able to, because it's not, I mean, it's a reconstructed ankle. I've got rods in my legs. I'm going to have to use a lot more upper body. So I think that's probably, I mean, it was genius in his rehab. Think if I'm ever going to play again, I got to be stronger than ever in my torso, and that's exactly what he did.
He just looks great. And,
Yeah.
The thing, now today, coming back, now they start later today, the wind is going to pick up in the afternoon.
He starts later today.
Yeah, he does. But the wind is going to be picking up today. So, he's a great wind player, too. He can play in those conditions. But, we'll see what the leg looks like and everything else. And all I could tell you, man, I think I speak for everybody at CBS. Just play good and make it to Saturday and Sunday.
I mean, right now, he's
what right, is
Im is -5. He's 5 under, and Tiger's 1 under. I mean, he's 4 shots off the lead. He was battling. He was competitive. I mean, you saw some of these other rounds. I mean, DeChambeau and Koepka were both over par. I mean, there was a couple of guys out there that were just hacking all over the place. I mean, Tiger's right in the mix. He's 10th.
You know what was amazing is, and Nick Faldo said this yesterday. By the way, Jim Nantz, CBS, TBS, ESPN.
I know, he's getting paid
How's
by
he
everybody.
doing, man? That's great.
Yeah.
Does he get paid by ESPN, or does he get paid by the Masters to do this?
No, he's going to get paid. I don't know how they work it out with CBS.
It's so confusing.
But, I mean, that's got to be some sort of record. Live television, big-time events.
Yeah.
And who's right in the middle of all of it?
Jim Nantz.
To me, that's a record. Anyway, when I think about Tiger, yesterday watching him being interviewed, it seemed like he's so much more approachable. I know he was approachable prior to the accident because of all the other stuff that happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he, had to deal with about a year and a half of just the slings and arrows coming at him because of everything else that was going on. But I just felt like yesterday it seemed like he was relieved. He was happy, very approachable. He was very honest in his answers with the interviews. And the thing about that is that, way back when, that wasn't who he was.
No,
he was
you didn't have friends on. I mean, I know that we joke around about how Justin Thomas, or somebody was joking around how Justin Thomas is the only friend on the tour. But I mean, he didn't have and he was like cold, people would say, when he was in his
calculated,
at the height
cold, and he was all focused up.
Right, and now he's focused, but he's also a human being. And I think that it's a totally, after everything you go through, I mean, I think you gain some perspective, obviously, and he has. But I was all about this yesterday, all about all of it. I mean, even when he finished his round, I was still watching, and seeing Dustin Johnson get off to a good start was fun, and seeing Paulina after his round was even more fun. So, I mean,
yeah, okay.
She let it all hang out at day one. I can't
know.
imagine if he wins what's going to happen.
Man, that would drive me crazy.
What would?
You saw it. I mean, it's just like...
Would drive you crazy if you're DJ?
Yes, I think.
Really?
I
don't know.
I mean, she's.
I mean, isn't that the ultimate post-round treat?
Yeah, for him it is.
That's what I'm
I guess
saying.
And also for guys like you, I guess.
No, what I'm saying for him. I mean, guys like me. Every person.
I know one thing. He doesn't have a naked sister-in-law running around his house. That's for sure.
He may. Who knows? He may.
All right. So it was great, and today's going to be even better. And you got Yankee opening day today.
That's right.
And
yeah, Tiki and Tierney will be out there at the. What is that? That steakhouse? Is that where they do the show from? I don't know. They're going to be at Yankee Stadium, so we'll have all your coverage here, and of course the game will be here on WFAN as well.
Nathan Eovaldi against
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole. Here we go. And it's interesting. I think it was Aaron Boone says we're jumping into the deep end right away here at the beginning of the season against their two blood rivals. Well, I don't know about Toronto being a blood rival, but the fact is...
they will be this year. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they have been the last 3 years as they have been building this just awesome lineup. So, look, man, win your home games. Win every series if you can. Get off to a great start. I will say, waking up this morning as a Met and a Ranger fan and a Tiger fan, I mean, I had all three great things happening yesterday. I was very, very happy. I had a couple day chasers during the day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the tequila, man. I'm telling you.
Look at you.
It was great. It was just great. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just...
we've waited a long... This is what you tell me. You tell me that it's been a long winter, And we have waited for these moments throughout the entire winter.
God,
and finally, you got it yesterday.
I mean, I got a shutout against the Penguins. I know Sidney Crosby didn't play, and they
not.
got a couple other guys that were out. And then if we do have to play
Shesterkin
them,
was talking trash at the end of the game.
if we have to play them in the playoffs,
Did you like
it's going to
that?
be a bitch. Yes, well,
Did you like that?
Yeah,
I
but
don't think you usually like that type of
No,
stuff.
I know, but the reason he was doing that was because this game got really chippy yesterday.
Okay. Take
and
the high
fine,
road,
you know,
don't
and there were a couple of hits that I thought were legal that were called penalties because of the way they look and the way people react to them. But anyway, if they have to play the Penguins in the playoffs, you know, they're right on the heels of the Carolina Hurricanes. Right on the heels. We've got to play them twice. I wouldn't say like last night our power play was not very good, and their power play did have a lot of possession in our zone, and Shesterkin was great. But, you know, I understand everybody got ticked off at the end of the game last night. There was a lot of hitting, pushing, shoving. And it's going to be that's going to be a grind. And I'm telling you, and they said it last night on the broadcast, that these playoffs in the Eastern Conference, there are going to be 4 really good teams knocked out in the first round. And it's going to be physical.
Did you think Pete Alonso looked heavy last night?
A little heavy. No, I don't think he was fat. He's just the polar bear. He looks like a polar bear.
No, I mean, it crossed my mind. But then I heard a couple callers call Sal. Then I heard Al and Jerry talk about it. And I was like, wow, I guess this was a thing. Like, when I was watching them, it crossed my mind. And I was like, listen, man, I've been there, Pete. I've had some winters where I packed on a good 10, 15. You know, and I thought to myself, maybe that's what happened to him. He got the car accident, too.
Yeah.
Think about that. So he gets to this car wreck, and then his first regular season game back, he gets the ball that goes from his shoulder right to his face.
Yeah, but that's our polar bear, man. That's our
He
guy.
shakes it off. Just spits out the blood, and then there he is.
I mean, listen, a hockey player playing baseball. That's all.
I mean, basically, yeah.
He gets up, and, you know, and this is what happens. And, you know, you're right. It did hit his front left shoulder, and then it went right into that guard that comes off of his helmet.
Can you tell me why the catcher was grabbing his balls immediately after he got after Pete got hit?
So you're telling me the catcher grabbed his balls? He's like,
show the CBS Sports Network. Show the original shot of this. Nobody sees this because everybody's looking at Pete to see if he's okay. Catcher gets up, and he's like he's grabbing himself.
Well, maybe he's grabbing himself because, you know, he does wear a cup. Oh yeah, see, his thing was hanging out of his cup. That's why.
That's such a bad look when a guy's like writhing in pain on the ground. This guy's like,
but he's uncomfortable. You know, he's uncomfortable, so he has to get
Pete
up.
Was uncomfortable. He's spitting out blood. That's uncomfortable.
All right,
you know,
all right, man.
Not a good time to adjust your cup.
He's going to be fine. That's why you wear that type of helmet.
Now, you're not an advocate for cups. What about for catchers?
Oh, yeah, they got to wear a cup.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
100% they got to wear a cup.
Just making sure.
A goalie's got to wear a cup. I wear
You've
a
been
cup.
very judgy about the cup.
I wear a cup in hockey when I play.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were very judgy about that.
No, it's
cup.
it's a built-in cup. So you pull on your tights. They got the cup in there, and you're good to go. You know, that kind of thing.
I've seen that stuff.
I mean, I didn't wear a cup when I played. I wore a jock, but it did not have a cup in it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Why would you do that?
Well, to keep things tight.
Oh, to make sure that
just everything was, you know, when you're running, you don't want things flopping around. I mean,
I got you. Like a sports bra type of thing.
I mean, yeah, kind of like that.
Because that could trip you.
I mean, did you see? Oh, God. Did you see Antonio Brown when he was running off the field? Now, I don't think he was wearing a cup. Not a cup, but I don't think he was wearing a jock. I don't know what he was wearing. He might not have been wearing anything, knowing him. You know, he could have taken. I'm surprised he didn't take all his clothes off.
Oh, that would have been great. Talk about a moment.
We have never ever seen anything remotely close to that. What we saw
Antonio
Brown pull. And the fact that of that is maybe some of the most bizarre behavior I have ever seen a football player pull on the football field that just snapped.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a game that where, you know, everybody's snapping on every play.
That's right. Yep.
And this was the ultimate snap.
Yeah.
He just completely went haywire.
Yeah, I never thought, was he wearing a cup or not while he was running off the field? It's not one of the thoughts that I had.
Looks like he had a tennis ball right there. I can't believe you didn't notice that.
No, I actually did not. I don't know. I was not focused on that. Just like nobody was focused on the Nationals catcher last night when Pete Alonso was writhing in pain on the ground.